I'm Max, and I'm getting quite hot. And not in the usual way I'm hot, because that just applies all the time. I've turned my radiator off, but it's come on anyway. Ah! Look, I know some of you might be saying, but Max, it's winter. Yes, I get hot easy. I get hot very easy. Regardless, I'm making a video 2 days on the trot. I'm sticking to my pledge. So far. Am I recording? But before we go anywhere, here's a day from history. Am I overdoing the vlogs? I don't know. I'm just going to keep going. Again, unscripted, but what do you expect when you pledge to do these every day? On this day, on the 2nd of December 1917, Russia pulled out of the First World War. Then followed the Russian Civil War. Then followed the Bolsheviks. Then followed the Communists. Yesterday, Ukraine. Today, Russia. What next? China? Anyway, I'm not here for that. I'm here for the Doctor Who tag. Ah! I got the cheap one. You make it yourself. Literally. If you're doing 25 days worth of videos, you need to steal videos when you can. And Charlie McDonnell from Charlie Is So Cool Like did this, so I'm going to nick it because he invited everyone to do it. I'll link his video and channel below.
Who is your favourite Doctor?
My favourite Doctor for a long while tended to be whoever was newest at the time. I loved Christopher Eccleston. Then David Tennant came along, and eventually I managed to love him even more. Then Matt Smith came along, and I loved him even more. If you exclude Series 7. God, that was awful. But that doesn't happen with Peter Capaldi. I like Peter Capaldi, don't get me wrong. I don't think I've seen a Doctor who isn't not good. I can do English. I've only really seen 4 Doctors. Paul McCann, Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi. That's 5. I did maths at A-level. And while I like Peter Capaldi, and I like the idea that they've made him more grumpy, that's all his character seems to be. Yes, make him more grumpy. Make him this. But he's got to have a bit of flair. And that's all he's got. Grumpiness. Matt Smith, though. Oh, he made bow ties cool. I would be wearing one. But it's in the north. I planned these. But Matt Smith was whimsical. He was energetic. He was over the top. And he could be serious. And he didn't bare his teeth as much as David Tennant.
What is your favourite Doctor Who story?
It depends what you define as a story. My joint favourite 2 episodes of all time are the 50th anniversary, The Day of the Doctor, and Blink from Series 3. While I think these are the best episodes, I don't necessarily think they're the best stories, if that makes sense. I put Blink up there because it does have a good story. Don't get me wrong, it's a great story. The reason why I regard it as one of the best episodes of all time is because it introduced some of the greatest monsters of all time, the Weeping Angels. And it's one of the very few Doctor Who episodes to ever scare me. I started watching Doctor Who when I was 13. It wasn't really going to scare me so much. But in terms of best story, that's a tough one. If it weren't for the ending, I would have said the Series 3 finale, the Utopia Sound of Drums and Last of the Time Lords finale. But the ending's a bit kind of, et voila, we've finished ending. There we go, a simple resolution. I'd have to say for me, the greatest Doctor Who story has to go to Series 2, where we have the impossible planet. But only the Doctor and Rose faced with a situation where they think, oh, we're going to have to live an ordinary life now. But you got something truly unknown at work, which in the end is never actually fully resolved. And that's the thing with the universe. We're not going to know everything. Here's something even the Doctor can't explain. And the episode very much plays on very simple, subtle fears of darkness, aloneness. Aloneness is not a thing, but I'm going to keep using it. I plan these. Yes, the 2-parter, The Impossible Planet and Satan Pit? I think it's called that. I'm going to call it that.
Who is your favourite companion?
Much like the Doctor, since 2005, there really hasn't been a bad companion. If you exclude Clara in the second half of Series 7, but obviously there has to be one that I prefer. And to me, the best companion has to be Donna Noble. Not only Catherine Tate give her a sterling and comedic and other technical term performance, but the world sees her as not that significant. And then she's turned into the most significant human or creature in the universe for one brief moment. It was also nice to see a companion with a platonic relationship to the Doctor, Stephen Moffat and Russell T Davies.
What was the first Doctor Who story you ever watched?
If you exclude a comic relief sketch, the first ever episode of Doctor Who I watched was in March 2005, when I was 13. Series 1, Episode 1 of the reboot, but it's not a reboot. They didn't reboot it, they just carried it on a bit later in the storyline. It's not a reboot.
What is your favourite series or era?
Again, this is another tricky one. I'd probably have to go with Series 3. Series 5 is a close second, but Series 3 has got some amazing episodes. Blink, which as we know is the greatest episode of all time, but not necessarily the best story. 42 is just a high-octane, almost live-action cinema phenomenon on TV. And the finale, oh god, the finale with the Master. Apart from the ending, mwah, mwah, c'est magnifique.
What is your favourite pre or post regeneration story?
A lot of people would go for The End of Time, but I'd probably have to go for Deep Breath, i.e. Peter Capaldi's first full episode as the Doctor. If anything, because it showed us a completely different Doctor, one that really didn't tell his companions anything. And after a god-awful performance in the previous second half of Series 7, it was great to see Jenna Coleman do an amazing performance as Clara. She did a good performance all round, don't get me wrong, it's just that her character was rubbish. But this is the one where it came into her own. This is where Clara defies torture, defies death, and trusts the Doctor.
What is your favourite TARDIS desktop theme?
Easy. Matt Smith's first TARDIS interior. The one with the thing that goes up and down, which looks like a dildo. A glass one. Yeah, it's wacky and zany, and I'm just going to keep doing this. It has a typewriter. Who has a typewriter as part of your console? Okay, just ignore the computer, but a proper typewriter. Clickety click click ping.
What is your favourite villain / monster?
Again, when you think about it, this is actually quite easy as well. It's the Master. Most of the iconic Doctor Who villains are very simplistic in what they want to achieve. Exterminate, delete, send people back in time to live out their days in the past. But the Master wants more. Admittedly, it's a very basic need, the will to dominate and take over, but he does it so well. Well, spoilers, she does it so well. And there you go, there's my Doctor Who tag, where no one tagged me in it, because I have no friends. Essentially, I tag anyone who wants to do it. In terms of YouTubers I've interacted with who know me, there's not many. I think the only YouTuber I've really interacted who's actually subscribed to me is Hannah, who does barefoot vlogs. A neat compilation of almost Vlogbrothers-esque style videos. That took 3 takes, I'm not doing a 4th. That'll do. But Hannah's great, she's fun, and she even had a Bug Olympics. Yeah, go and check her out. But yes, Hannah, if you do watch Doctor Who, do this. If not, if you see it, and I've been away for a long time, she probably won't see it, do the tag. But if you don't watch Doctor Who, just ignore this. Anyway, I've been Max, and ta-ra.